Anyway, I want to point towards some of the press that's been coming out after the Joe Cox murder has tried to sort of go along the narrative of, oh, you know, if it's a brown guy, you know, he's a Muslim terrorist. If it's a white guy, he's a lone gunman. That's crazy. Here's the fucking thing. He was a lone gunman, and from going into court, the first thing he says, they asked him what his name was in court. He's called Tommy Mayer, but instead he says, my name is Death to Traitors, Freedom for Britain. Yeah, he is a nut. He's a lone nut job. It just fucks with their narrative. They hate it.
Well, they did it with Adam DeLanza here and all these fucking nuts like the Charleston shooter who was carrying a Confederate flag. He also was wearing a Gold's Gym shirt. But they go, let me get this straight. When it's a white guy, it's a nut. And when it's a brown guy, it's a Muslim. And you go, precisely. Because the brown guys have a fucking handbook. What is the white handbook for the Unabomber Manifesto? No, they're not following a fucking book, but Islam is following a book.
Exactly, and you compare him to the Orlando shooter, all right? Yeah, he's a lone gunman, you say? No, he had his ex-girlfriend helping him out. He's got no ideology and he's crazy? No, he's been over online talking to people in Syria and getting documents and all of the rest of it.
His father has the exact same mentality. He sold his house to his sister for $10 right before.
Yeah.
It's called premeditated murder.
Precisely. Oh, fuck. I love just watching. I mean, it's bad to see people die, and obviously the Joe Cox thing is a trauma, but isn't it great to just watch the fucking liberal narrative fall to its fucking knees? They're getting found out for their bullshit. It's great.
Yeah. They called us the most racist, horrible people in the world, and then they opened the door for everything that they were accusing us of. We're a rape culture? Come on in, rape culture. We're homophobic? Come on in, guys that throw gays off buildings. We're fucking primitive monster fucking cavemen? Come on in, primitive monster cavemen. And where does Michelle Obama's hatred go? Right after a shooting, by the way, where 49 fags are killed. She goes, look at you playing golf. Yeah, look at me playing golf. What? Playing golf? Nice priorities, you fucking first lady. Not using that word. This couldn't be more off topic, but let's give Daniel in Nashville his say. Daniel, are you there?
Hey, bud, how's it going?
Good, good.
It's kind of on topic about what you were talking about earlier with Michelle O. I read Herbie Hancock's memoir last year, Possibilities. And he talks about how growing up in Chicago, he said as a teenager that everyone liked to, he grew up in Chicago in a black community, obviously, and he said everyone liked to play the victim card. This is the one part of the book that really stuck out to me. He said everyone liked to play the victim card, and he said when he was a teenager, he told himself that he wasn't going to label himself a victim because it would limit his potential in life. And there's a guy that ended up going on to be one of 2 jazz musicians to win a Grammy for Album of the Year, and I think he's won like 8 Grammys. I know that's one guy, but, you know, that's someone who grew up in a shit situation, and he didn't play the victim card, and he went on to have mega success, and he says that's a big part of it.
Yeah, well, that's thanks for calling, buddy. That's America in a nutshell. That's why I fucking immigrated here. Because it's the only place where you're a millionaire if you do the same thing for 10 years. What are you talking about, Gavin? Don't be fucking ridiculous. Oh, I'm going to sweep out a bodega? All right, I'll give you one caveat. Don't let people walk all over you. And when I say don't let people walk all over you, what I'm really saying is don't let an opportunity go by. Just have a modicum of ambition and fucking bust your ass sweeping that bodega for 10 years and you'll make $1 million. Sound crazy? This is how it plays out. Right? You're sweeping the bodega. You're doing a great fucking job. You're there at all hours. You're there before the boss comes in and after he leaves. You're making, by the way, pretty, like I talk to these cab drivers, these car service guys who take me to and from Fox News, and they'll go, it's so hard for me. I work every day, 12 hours a day. And I go, isn't this like an $80 ride? And don't you get about 50%? Yes, I get $40, only 40 an hour, and then at the end of the year I must pay for car fees 12 grand. And I'm sitting there with my calculator. I worked out this one whiner was making 110 grand a year. Guess how much that is in 10 years? And by the way, you live in Queens. Your rent is $780. This bodega sweeper, sweeping, already making fairly good money. Fucking $12 an hour when you're busting your ass 12 hours a day. It adds up to way more than the average American salary. But what happens is the boss goes, you're pretty good at this. You want to stock shelves too? Yes, I would like to also stock shelves. The guy's stocking shelves. Hey, boss, I couldn't help but notice that Gatorade is fucking flying off the shelves, and we have the vitamin water sitting here for days and days and days. Maybe take down a notch on the V-dubs, and let's pump up the Gatorade, you know, man? Hey, I like you, Rajiv. Next thing you know, I'm opening a store next door, and I'm thinking, I don't want to deal with this shit. How about some sweat equity from you? How about I give you 12% ownership in exchange just for sweat? And you can work that out monetarily. X amount of hours is X amount of money. I'm essentially donating this much money to the bodega chain. The next thing you know, you got your own. The next thing you know, you and Dude are in business together, and you have 7 bodegas. In 10 years, that's $1 million. Only country like that. Maybe Canada, maybe Britain, maybe Australia. America guaranteed. By the way, we lost an abo on the weekend. Keith sent me an email. Thanks a lot, Gavin. Some guy saying in perfect English that he's quitting. He's rescinded his subscription because I said I hate abos. I didn't know they could use email, and I apologize to the abos that are following us. By the way, I got his email, and I sent him an email. I go, let me guess, you're 5% abo? And he's like, yes, actually I am. You're not a race if you're less than 25%. And with Indians, I always say, unless people ask you if you're Mexican or Asian regularly, you're not an Indian. Sorry, Elizabeth Warren with your 1/60th shit. Sorry, Indian Child Welfare Act, ripping kids from their homes like Lexi Page and handing them to another fucking bunch of white people because they're a fraction of a percent more Indian. No races count under 25. Sorry, octoroons. Sorry, Rosa Parks. We caught you last show, didn't we, you little fucking bitch? Okay, we've got a call from Mike in Boston, despite never putting the number on the screen.
Hey, Gav, Uhuru.
Uhuru, proud of your boy.
Proud of your boy. Listen, I just wanted to, thank you. I joined the No Wanks movement a while back,